TV News, careful where you park, regulations have changed.
And a reminder not to let a night of fun become months of nightmares.
All that and more right now.
Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Isabella Marcelino.
And I'm Marshall Keeley. Negotiations broke down yesterday between the union representing faculty and the state system. The faculty have been working without a contract for over a year, and in the recent days, negotiators have spent more time face-to-face.
But yesterday, the face-to-face ended with no agreement and an announcement of a strike time frame. Ian Fitzgerald has been following this story and joins us now with the latest.
After a fourth consecutive day of talks, ABSCUF and the state system are still far from agreement. The stalemate now forces the union to declare a time frame for a possible strike. Yesterday, ABSCUF officially informed state system negotiators unless the two sides reach a contract agreement, faculty members will go on strike by October 30th. ABSCUF President Dr. Kenneth M. Mash stresses no specific date has been set. Quote, our negotiations team has convinced that the state system leadership wants a strike. What else could possibly explain the fact that they would continue to put on the table proposals that my members will find incendiary? They just do not seem to care if they diminish our universities and if our students suffer. Negotiators have not set the next meeting date. Back to you guys at the desk.
The homecoming is still weeks away. The homecoming court is decided. Maya Morgan has more.
16 homecoming king and queen hopefuls joined one last time before the campus learned the final court. The candidates vied for last-minute votes, playing minute-to-win-it games.
After counting all the tickets, we have over 300 votes casted at this event.
And now the court will begin individual fundraising.
So whoever raises the most money, and so on and so forth, they get so many points based on our system.
The biggest fundraisers will be crowned homecoming king and queen at the homecoming game on October 29th. For SUTV, I'm Maya Morgan.
Combining online and in-person votes, Madeline Courting, Megan Lawrence, Savannah Broski, Amanda Kemmerling, Alexis Harbor, Brandon Christmas Lindsay, Travis Dasher, Grant Henry, Jaden Mull, and Keith Walls are the 2016 homecoming court. The first fundraising event is Pie the Court on Friday from noon to 4 in the Cub Amphitheater. APB is hosting a family fun day this Saturday. The day will consist of games and events for the whole family.
We also have a pancake breakfast with President Jody Harpster in Shipwreck, which will be a lot of fun. Families will be able to get to have a small breakfast with Jody.
The day will also have caricature artists, a family game show, and photo areas along with many other events.
College parties can be fun without being destructive, and one local group is doing its part to ensure safe partying. Paige Ahrensmeyer has more.
When students go out at night, drugs and alcohol can lead to destructive behavior and bad decisions.
The residents of Shippensburg don't appreciate our loud music and the college kids.
Some students think the police are out to stop their fun, but that is not the case.
They're not just out there to arrest everyone, they're just out there to make sure that everyone is safe and no one is overly intoxicated or no one is getting injured.
Using drugs and alcohol illegally not only leads to legal trouble, but can ruin a student's life.
When something happens with a student, it's kind of traumatic. You know, your parents are going to find out if you're under 21 or a citation goes home. You're going through student conduct. Your standing at the university might be at stake.
If a student does make a mistake and gets in legal trouble, don't wait to act.
And it's the best thing you can do is set up an appointment with my office. Don't wait to go through student conduct. Don't wait to get a citation. Don't wait to get your court date. Don't wait to talk to anybody.
Safety is the #1 goal at Shippensburg. With SUTV News, I'm Paige Ahrensmeyer.
If students find themselves in trouble or have more questions, contact Ann Wendell at ae@ship.edu. Be careful where you leave your car. The police have made changes to on-campus parking regulations. Students can only park one vehicle on campus at a time, and are allotted just 3 temporary parking passes for the entire academic year. The lot between the Robb Sports Complex and tennis courts is now divided between commuter and resident parking instead of just commuter. The university is also offering Purple Heart parking passes for veterans who qualify. For more information and a link to the parking regulations brochure, visit SUTV News, keyword parking. When we come back, don't leave your bras in the drawer. It's time to send them across campus.
We'll tell you about SHIP's effort to educate young women about breast health across the country. Don't go away. Feel your boobies is probably not an expression you expect to hear freely in conversation, but if one organization has its way, you'll hear it a lot in the next month on campus. The Feel Your Boobies Foundation is a nonprofit organization working to educate young women to be proactive about their breast health. Bras Across Campus will spread out across campus on October 10th. You can donate bras to make the chain and make a statement about breast cancer education. Drop off new or gently used bras until October 7th at the Women's Center.
So Shippensburg University is going to be the first college to do Bras Across Campus, which is the same idea, stringing bras together, raising money, raising awareness to the fact that young women can get cancer. So inaugural event will be...
Registration for the Bras Across Campus event is free. Students raising at least $25 get a free t-shirt. To register, check out SUTVnews.com, keyword Bras Across Campus. Dozens are killed in a shipwreck off Egypt's coast.
And a fire damages Puerto Rico's electrical system. Charles has your world news.
42 people died in a capsized boat off the coast of Egypt. More than 400 Egyptian refugees were on board. The Coast Guard has requested at least 154 people. Most of the passengers were from Egypt, Sudan, and Chad. Nearly half of Puerto Rico's population is in the dark after a substation fire collapsed the electric system. The island's only power company says it's investigating after a fault on 2 transmission lines impacted customers across the island. 1.5 million customers don't have power. Firefighters tweeted the fire has been controlled. Doctors in a cash-strapped hospital in the city of Barcelona, Venezuela, reported to placing newborns in cardboard boxes instead of incubators. The photos, taken by anonymous medical staff, sparked outrage when they were posted on social media by the government's opposition party. That's it for World News. This is Charles Franklin, wishing you a great weekend.
To football highlights.
Here's your Slate preview.
News reports about the possible strike. Ship Life covers the suicide vigil. Sports highlights the football game against East Stroudsburg. Opinion weighs in on how it is being a twin, and entertainment showcases Scotty McCreery. Check out the Slate on newsstands on Tuesday and keep up all week on theslateonline.com. I'm Thomas Whitmer.
Star is on campus tonight.
And if you missed the Emmys, we have your recap. Well, fall has finally arrived.
Other than the leaves, football is the only reason that I like fall.
Let's send it over to Rebecca for this week's weather.
We can expect a little break from the heat this weekend. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 61. Tomorrow, temperatures heat up to a high of 89 and drop to a low of 61. Let's take a look at our 5-day. What a beautiful day for the parents and family celebration at Saturday's game, with just a few clouds and a high of 77. Sunday will cool down just a bit with a high of 73. Those milder temperatures stick around for the start of our week. Cloudy skies and a high of 71 on Monday, and for Tuesday expect a high of 74 with a small chance of showers. Fall officially begins today and the weather is slowly catching up to the season. Have a great weekend, Ship.
October 23rd, students are saying hey, what's up, hello to Fetty Wap. After such high demand, APB worked hard to get the students' favorite rapper to ship.
To be our largest concert in school history, we think there's a good chance it could sell out, so students should definitely get their tickets as soon as possible to make sure that they can actually come out to the event.
Students can buy tickets on eventbrite.com. Scotty McCreery is back at Ship again. Tonight from 8 to 11, he will be performing at Lohr's Performing Arts Center. At the age of 17, McCreary burst on to the national music scene in 2011, quickly establishing himself as one of the country music's hottest new stars. APB has some great events to give you a break from studying. Come out to the Cub NPR tonight at 9 to play Fall Bingo with a chance to win big prizes. Tomorrow night, APB will be hosting Paint Night in the Cub NPR at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 with your SHIP ID. Couldn't get your hands on Eagles tickets? No problem. The NFL will be on in the Red Zone Sunday from 4 to 8. The Residence Hall Association is hosting a party awareness event in Mowry Hall tonight. The event will focus on scenarios that arise in a party setting and how to deal with them.
And it's basically scene-by-scene, play-by-play that gives students the chance to engage and give their input on what they would do if the situation would present itself.
The event will start at 7 p.m. All students are welcome to attend. If you missed the Emmys Sunday night, we have the scoop. It's never disappointing when Jimmy Kimmel is host. Kimmel and his mom were busy making and passing out over 7,000 PB&J sandwiches with the cast from Stranger Things. With 22 nominations this year, The People vs. O.J. Simpson American Crime Story took home 5 Emmys, including the Best Limited Series. Julia Louis-Dreyfus took home her 5th consecutive Emmy, this time dedicating it to her father, who had passed away that Friday. Last but definitely not least was the remarkable award given to Jeffrey Tambor. This is his 2nd Emmy for playing the role of a transgender woman. He asked producers to give transgender people a chance. Let me recap. Apple's operating system just got a facelift with the launch of iOS 10. Zach Klaus has more.
iPhone 7, a new iOS update has arrived. iOS 10 has new features in the Messages, Maps, and Music apps. Messages now includes more creative options within your conversation, including slam, loud, gentle, and invisible ink that appears when you slide your finger across a screen. The screen background has several animations: balloons, confetti, lasers, fireworks, and a shooting star. Users can now send circles, hearts, kisses, and fireballs, and hand-drawn messages that will play back for the recipient in real time. An App Store logo enables users to search for and send GIFs. iOS also helps users replace text with emojis. Finally, flip the device on its side, and users can now send handwritten messages. For SUTV, I'm Zach Klaus.
iOS 10 is now available for iPhones, iPads, and iPods, but make sure to check which model you have to see if it's compatible. If you haven't heard the recent news, Brangelina is over. The super couple, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, are filing for divorce. The actress filed the paperwork on Monday asking for full custody of their 6 children and some personal property. Pitt has the option to fight it and move to share physical custody. The Jennifer Aniston memes are all over the internet, ecstatic about the news, since she and Pitt broke up in 2005. That's all we have for entertainment this week. See you next time.
When we come back in sports, softball names a new head coach.
And after a slow start, football's Richard Nace got back on track, winning PSAC Player of the Week.
Allison Van Syke has been named interim head coach of the Shippensburg softball team. Van Syke will replace Bob Brookins, who retired this year after 16 years in the position. The new skipper spent the last 4 seasons as an assistant coach under Brookins after being a 4-year starter and team captain for the Virginia Cavaliers. Shippensburg baseball will hold open tryouts Wednesday the 28th. The tryouts will begin at 3:30 at Fairchild Field. If you're interested in trying out for the team, contact assistant coach Joe Mitchound. Kutztown defeated the Raiders women's soccer team 2-1 in a closely contested shootout. Josh Charles has the highlights.
The Raiders dominated the first half, leading Kutztown 1-0 after forward Bailey Beadzak scored a 7-minute goal assisted by midfielder Mallory Patterson. The Raiders led 1-0 headed into the second half, but their lead quickly dissolved after a 62-minute goal by Kutztown University's midfielder Alyssa Ryan, assisted by Emily Zwiken. Defense proved strong for both teams as neither could find the back of the net through the rest of the second half. The score remained tied after the first period of overtime, and goalies can be credited for that. Kutztown University's goalie Amani Taylor recorded 10 saves, and Shippensburg goalie Leah Roy recorded 14. All would come to an end as Kutztown's Elena Curry finds the back of the net off a turnover in the 100th minute. The Red Raiders look to host Westchester this Saturday at 4 p.m. at David C. Field. For SUTV, I'm Josh Charles.
The Raiders look to extend their record to 6-3 this Saturday at 4 against Westchester. The Red Raider offense came alive Saturday as they dominated the Clarion Golden Eagles. Haley Luke has the highlights.
After giving up an early touchdown to the Golden Eagles of Clarion, the Raiders countered when Alan Holman intercepted Connor Simmons' pass and took it back 32 yards to the end zone. In the second, with the Raiders down 10-7, quarterback Ryan Zapaticki completes a 25-yard pass to junior Cole Chipielli to get the Raiders in the red zone. After a false start penalty, Chipielli takes a handoff from Zapaticki 6 yards for the score. With 1 minute left in the second half, Zapaticki launches a 44-yard touchdown pass to Kyle Haynes. After a Billy Dean field goal with 3 seconds left in the half, Colin Williams forces and recovers a fumble on the kickoff return, taking it 30 yards to the end zone, leaving the score at the break 31-17 Shippensburg. With 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter, Shippensburg Richard Nace blocks a Phil Esposito field goal attempt. Shippensburg adds another touchdown by Cole Chipielli and field goal by Billy Dean as the Raiders' defense blanks Clarion in the second half. The Raiders win in dominating fashion, 41-17. For SUTV Sports, I'm Haley Luke.
This Saturday is the Family Day at Seth Grove Stadium, and the Red Raiders will take on East Stroudsburg at 1. Richard Nace was named PSAC Eastern Division Defensive Player of the Week. Nace was consistently in the Clarion backfield on Saturday. He had 4 tackles in the game, and 3.5 of those tackles were for a loss, and he registered 3 sacks. He also blocked a field goal late in the game. Nace and the rest of the Red Raider defense look to continue their dominance against East Stroudsburg this Saturday. SUTV will have live coverage of the game starting at 12:50 p.m. Campus Channel 82 and Comcast Channel 21. That's it for sports. Let's head back to the desk.
That's it for SUTV News. I'm Marshall Keeley.
And I'm Isabella Marcelino. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.com.
We'll see you next time.